for the chicken, for the chicken, for the chicken fam, only fam. Fam. And all about a heart, and all about the Sorry, you caught me. You caught me. And I dare me. There we go. Bring on the light. Bring on the night. I couldn't stand another hour of daylight. Bring on the night. I couldn't stand another hour of daylight. Shabizzle. Bam. Bam. Bring on the night. I couldn't stand another hour of daylight. Let's check out that chicken. Oh, dang, you know what I need to do. And all over the world, and looking for the right man. All right, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see what we can get better dang reception because I'm running out of time. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, it's hot in here. You know what I need to do? Oh, that's probably crazy hot. No way. No way. How's that working out? Whew. Sure, it's so hot. There we go. Let's see. My bad. What up? My apologies. I just broke my freaking router. There we go. Let's see. Hopefully. Oh, let's not let the cat out of the bag. What up, everybody? Hopefully that will allow my intro net to. Wow, Adriel, what an awesome name. Wow, that's awesome. Why do I get a stupid name like Richard? Welcome, Adriel. Welcome to the chicken farm. Let's go see our ladies. How ladies? Hello, Goku Gamers. Hello, Adriel Lopez. Hello. Those were my ladies, my chickens. We're trying to set up the farm. So, all right, let's go outside for a second here. All right, so the stream might blink for just a second while it changes for the while it changes to the outside. Just give 1 second. 1 second here. Let's see. There we go. My apologies. There we go. So I'm feeding my chickens. I'm building a chicken coop for my chickens, and showing everybody the property. Here's some stuff that I've built around here. My compost, where I'm making my own soil, and I got my pot stuff to put my plants in. I got my greenhouse, hoop house, and my workshop. Just trying to show everybody what's going on. What are you doing? How are you doing? Heading out to the wood. I like chickens. Yeah, my chickens are my friends. I have a couple of chickens here that they're all my chickens are girls, so they lay eggs. I don't eat any of the chicken. I eat chicken, but none of my chickens. My chickens are for egg laying. I am doing nothing. Hey, well, you're on the stream at least. And so I'll get outside and show you some interesting stuff that you don't normally see on the internet, I guess. So I got some paths. This is my chicken coop I'm building. I used to work for the movie industry, but I quit to do streaming and YouTube full time, and that's what I'm doing now. And that's my chicken coop. I just built a couple. It doesn't have any chickens in it yet because the chickens are once while they're still in the garage, and then I got doors for them to get out in and out of, and doors for us to get in and out of, and windows and fans, and I got a solar panel hooked up, all thanks to the my chickens. My chickens are named after my subscribers. They have so there's Simon, there's Ian. I'm sorry, Ivan, Simon, Mullet Man, Ariel, not Ariel, Ariana, Ashley, Space Cowboy 9, Travis, Turner, and Tucker. Yeah, they're named after the subscribers. They were we had a like a subathon type thing basically, and whoever subbed got the first people that subbed that wanted the chicken named after them got to name themselves that got the chickens named after them. That's what we do. And I got some of these palm trees. Oh, looks like my fountain's out of water, so let's go ahead and fill that up. And you guys can see what it's like to take care of your property when you get older. You get to get some land and stuff. And here's my pump system here it pumps water out of my well and into these tanks, and then it gets it to my hoses, and then I can fill up every stuff with water that I get for free out of the ground. I dug my own well. Me and my father dug our well, and my neighbor helped too. We dug the well by hand. It's actually right under here. Thank you for subscribing, Goku. Yeah, brother. So there was an area in our yard right here that was wet all the time. It was constantly wet. So we dug right down where it was wet. We hit rock, and then we put a sleeve in there. And now we take these hoses and we pump the water up into there. And then now I have free water I get from underground to help with my chickens and my animals. And I have these two greenhouses here. My family built everything. We didn't have the money to hire hands to build it, and so we built everything ourselves, which is pretty cool. And then like chickens, chickens are pretty cool. Emily, welcome back. Space Cowboy. Hey, it's Fat Albert. So we got everything built up by hand, and now we take care. And now I just walked into the wall and dropped you guys. My apologies. Let me get my Jamalama plug back in. There we go. Now I can see a little bit. Alligator 225. All right, let's get this thing filled back up with water. I'm sorry, I'm blinding everybody. There we go. Do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out. You put your right foot in. Let's see. Burning by the light, lit up like a roof, turn on the riddle of the night, blinded by the light. See if I can get this thing turned off while I get hot water all over my phone. Dang it. Lord help us. There we go. All right, let's see what we can do here. Looks like I'm peeing. I was peeing. I was having a pee-pee. I was having a pee pee. No, remember I told you, whack-a-doodle, smack-a-noodle, 1, 2, 3. I go to the bathroom when I need to pee. All right, let's see if we can. This thing works. We fixed it now. Let's see if it starts coming out the top. Come on. So it's getting better. Hold on. Let's go here. There we go. There we go. Now it's starting to work. There we go. Look how much better it looks now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Blinded by the light. Set up like a... Turn on a minute. Look at this flower. Oh, that's not me. I'm the flower. Look at this thing. Look how big this thing is. We got an ant on it. This is a banana tree. These are both banana trees. Oh, man. It's cooking out here. What's the temperature? I broke my saw. My saw's broken, so I gotta get another saw. This thing's completely whack-a-doodle. Broke-a-doodle. And I can usually repair things like that to one point, but it's pretty old. So we're gonna try to get nice. And see my lights. I got these from my neighbor, so I got all lights set up. I'll show you guys what it looks like at night. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. So might have a little jam-a-lam ding dong. Hold on 1 second. If the network changes again, it might blink out for a second. There you go. My apologies. There you go. My apologies. So now if you'd like to see, we can go back outside. So basically, I'm a YouTuber and I have chickens and I have a cat and I grow a lot of food. Yeah, and if we go out the front side, you can actually see I actually have a couple of greenhouses and stuff. Basically, farmer wants a wife. So here's out of the front yard here. And this is my American flag and. Somebody cut my tree down. That wasn't very nice. I'm just kidding. We did it. And there's my 2 greenhouses there and right there. And this is a little cool place we got out there. We'll see if the network will go. Hopefully it'll go pretty far. Yeah. So a lot of plants. We try to sell plants to keep a little bit of money. Like I said, I quit my job, so I'm not working for the movie industry anymore. So whatever we can do to make things happen, if neighbors need help or whatever. Sophia! Hello, Sophia. Look at the beautiful blue sky. And our beautiful flowers. It's a beautiful day. Got my lawn all mowed. Sophia. I'd call myself a streamer farmer. Hey! But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. A lot of fun. And I got a lot of plants in my house. We'll show you here. This is basically what's going on in the house. Plants everywhere. We got, like I said, whoever was here a couple of minutes ago, you saw that we dug our own well. We hand dug our own water well. So plants only really need water and sunshine. So all of these by the windows, and we get the water from the well that's free. So it doesn't cost us anything to give us clean air and a lot of oxygen, which is great. And then this over here where it's darker, we use LEDs that are very power efficient, so it doesn't cost us much electricity at all to get a lot of light. It's only the wavelengths of light that the plants want, which is basically the red and the blue spectrum. The reason plants are green is because they reflect green, so there's no need to shine green light at plants. They don't like green light. That's why they look green. Yes, of course I watched Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. I can go Super Saiyan. Ready? Sorry. There we go. Done. It's all sunshine and rainbows. Super Saiyan. It's Super Saiyan. But of course I did. Of course I did, Goku. Of course, Goku. All right, let's see. So let's see if I can set this up here and set you guys up here for a second. Come on, That's when he destroyed the whole world. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Like that whole dang planet of power was like. That's right. Everybody's like, I need to go super. Welcome to my house. Super Saiyan. Good catfish. What up, brother man? Welcome back. We're going to have some interesting days. Look at all that crazy love coming out. Thank you. So all I need to do is go Super Saiyan a couple times. One second. Okay. All right. Let me shut the door to the chicken area right quick. Give me a couple seconds. I'll let you guys look outside real quick while I run out there. You guys can see the flowers. The flowers, some of them are dead, but there's some pretty ones on there. So just give me a second. I'll be right back. Maria Martinez, welcome back. Maria. Maria. All right, one more thing. Almost done here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Ouch. There we go. Sorry about that. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the love and hugs and kisses. And Thank you. And so hopefully, Maria, I got you on the list, Maria. Hey, if anybody new already subscribed, let me know. I'll put you on the list. Let me see. Where's Maria? Maria. Let's see. Okay. Maria, right there. Maria. Welcome, Maria. Welcome, Maria. And we know Space Cowboy's a man. He got a wrench. Goku Gamer said he subscribes. Let's put him on here real quick. Okay, Goku Gamer. Oh, make sure the name right. GMERS. Goku Gamers. Thank you. You're 10 now? I'm 48. I'm 117. Come. I love this stuff. This is fun. This is probably the best job I've ever had, except for making movies and all that good stuff. But this is pretty fun. I like it a lot. I get to feed my chickens. They're probably freaking out right now, me screaming in the house. They're talking to each other like, what the hell is he talking about? What's a kamikama? Bye, Maria. Good to see you again. Maria's 10 years old. You got to go to bed because that's what Daddy said. Okay. Let us see. Okay, where did I put my Jamalama? Okay. Donnie Iris. Oh, dang it. You think you might have got me there, Space Cowboy. Donnie Iris. Look at all the love. It's great. Hummy, hummer. You can't do that in the house. It blow up the whole house. My mom will get mad. Donnie Iris. Donnie Iris. Let's see what Donnie Iris is. Donnie Iris. Donnie Iris. Let's not stare into the light. Don't stare into the light, everybody. Sorry about that. That's another light. Okay, let's see. Donnie Iris. Donnie Iris. Uh-oh, I just hit something. I just hit a button. Oh, now you can't see anything except for my dirty huge. Oh, chicken banana. Chicken banana. Banana. All right, let's see. Where was I at? Donnie Iris. Okay, let's see. Google verification code. Let's get rid of that. Get out the way. Yes, I did. Arrived safely. Chicken banana. Chicken banana. 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 Chicken banana. Nobody yet. Let's see. Back. Chicken banana. No hints this time. Donnie Iris. Donnie Iris. Let me think. Donnie Iris. Donnie Iris. Dude, I don't know. I mean, Donnie Iris. Google. Donnie Iris. Donnie Iris. No way. What? He's got tour dates in 2020. He's 82 years old, and he's got tour dates in 2025. Born in 1943. January 10th. 110 is my birthday. Wild Cherry. What's Donnie Iris' biggest hit? Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music, white. Play that funky music, white boy. Lay down and boogie and play that funky music till you die. Till you die. Till you die. When's your birthday, Maria Martinez? Out. There we go. Man, Ali. Is that one of his too? Ali. He became acquainted with Mark Avsek, then played keyboard. He was a keyboard player. What else did he do? Donnie Iris. The Rapper's a song by the Jaegers. Uh-oh. Sounds like the chickens are fighting. Let's go see what's going on with the chickens. What you guys doing in here? You guys spilling your water all over the place? Oh, jeez. Wow. Oh, I'm going to piss them off. Their water is pretty much empty. I got to fill up their water. Ali. Dang it. Wow. All right. Let's do the water. No, okay. Let's see what's going on here. Sorry. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm guessing you can. But yeah, so I got to be able to take care of these chickens real quick. So let's take care of the chickens. Let's take care of the chickens. All right, so there we go. All right, there we go. Let's take care of the chickens. So they get a little bit of vinegar, just a half a cap full. That's a lot. There we go. Okay, and then some filtered water. There we go. You clean this out for them while I'm filling up their water. All right. There we go. Get some more water. There we go. Hold on to water there. There we go. All right, let's go get the chicken some water, shall we? Shall we? There we go. All right. Oh, I just walked right past you. All right, so let's go get the water. Let's go get the chicken some water. All right. Okay. Okay, chicken. Sorry. All right. There we go. There, look at them going to drink their water. They love their water. There you go, guys. Enjoy the water. Nice. They're giving me bombastic side eye. Bombastic side eye. Them chicken giving you bombastic side eye. Oh me, oh my, bombastic side eye. Let's see. Wrong. There we go. No, that's the wrong button too. Man, what did I get there to say? There we go. My apologies. They say I'd given you bombastic side eye. 2, 3, 4. Get the chickens off the floor. Oh man, look at that. You know, I got Dennis Leary, great guy. I love that guy. Let me wash my hands real quick, and then we'll get some of this stuff here. Look at this, right there. Man, we got the watermelon. Luckily, we can grow stuff like that and help keep ourselves fed. But let me wash my hands after dealing with the dirty chicken poo. Chicken poo. What you gonna do? I can't believe Dennis Iris is touring at 85 years old, or 85, 82, whatever. You know, I almost feel like we're being lied to about, like old age. Like, I don't know. Like he's touring. Like stressful touring is. Like lifting heavy stuff, going on stage, singing, dancing, doing all that good stuff. Being all excited, heart rate all up. I mean, at 80 some years old, usually you think people at 80 years old are in like old folks' homes, and he's touring in a rock band. So why did people have such issues back in the day at those ages? And now they're okay to tour and stuff. It's crazy to think about that kind of stuff, But yeah. I thought it was play that funky music, white boy. All right, let me find it. Hold on. All right. My girl. No way. Right. Well, he played keyboard for Wild Cherry. My girl. Doo-wop, man. That was doo-wop. Talking about my girl. No way, that wasn't him. I guess it's telling me that. From the album King Cool, like King Kong. Ali, you said that, but it says here. I mean, it says here. Now, I could be wrong, absolutely. What was Donnie Iris's biggest hit? My Girl. His top song, Ali. Donnie Iris albums, song. I guess Ali. Well, Ali, it says was back All right, let's see. Donnie Iris, 1980. Ali was inspired by Leah Franklin. Franklin confirmed the saying, "I was taken back a little by the words. I didn't date him." Wow, well, that's pretty cool. But the thing is, I trust you more than Google. Mm. And he's still on tour. That's crazy, dude. 82 years old and on tour. That pretty great. Bad company till the day I die. That's why they call me. That's why they call me. Dang it. That's why they call me bad company until the day I die. I love that button. That's pretty cool. Freaking, I come out. Now I ate about 5 pounds of watermelon. Crazy. Watermelon is delicious. Mm. And if I ever lose all my teeth because I don't have enough money to buy a toothbrush anymore, you can eat it without teeth. I wish they all could be California girls. I wish they all could be California girls. Oh, man. I wish they all could be. There was a song called Gal, I Warn Ya. Oh. Gal, I warn ya, here I come, loaded like a Tommy gun. It's certain, I'm squirting. I wouldn't try to swallow unless you, God bless you, unless your head is hollow. Gal, I warn ya. Yeah, maybe we should cut that part. Have you ever heard of Dr. Dirty and the Pixies? So, Dr. Dirty and the Pixies. I'm guessing you can find them on the internet. But we used to trade tapes, cassette tapes, back when I was young, to get that. Good catfish, what up, boy? Sorry, I had to blow my nose. But yeah, so there was this like pirate radio show back when I was a kid. I'm talking like 40 years ago. And look, this is my shower cap. I put it on my watermelon. Yeah. What was I saying? Get your kicks on Route 66. Okay, so it was called the Dr. Demento Show, and he was a pirate radio that eventually got picked up on the actual radio, and then so the Dr. Demento Show would come on at like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, and people would record these songs off the radio. So Dr. Dirty and the Pixies they took like normal songs, like the Hickory Tickory Talk, and they would twist them in really dirty ways, and they were all criminalized or like stuff like that. Yeah, the Autobahn, the German highway system. I know a lot about the Autobahn. Like, it doesn't deviate more than 1 inch in height over the course of, like, per kilometer. Shiro, welcome back, brother. Dude, yes, I had one H. Hold on, Shiro, let's let us fly. Let us fly. There we go. Shiro! What up, Shiro? So 8-track tapes. It's because it's like no speed limit, right? So they don't want any bumps. Like if there's any hole from an accident, they repave like a section to make sure that when you're driving 300 miles an hour, you don't get like and then lose control of the car. That's wackadoodle smackadoodle 1 2 3. I use the bathroom when I need to pee. So 8-track tapes. I had one 8-track tape that we recorded songs off the radio back in the 80s. And the one song, I remember there was Duran song, and there was that song like it was a song back in the 80s about like, it was like Live Aid or something like that, about do they know it's Christmas time at all? And then like, here's to them underneath the rising sun, do they know it's Christmas time at all? And I had that. I recorded it off the radio, and it would just flip over and record back and switch tracks. You would hear it go click, 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 click as it changed tracks. Hungry like the wolf, hungry like the wolf, hungry like the wolf. Yeah, Duran was kick ass. They still are. They're still around. They're still making hits. Not so much in the United States, but in England and the UK. They probably had a top 10 hit in the UK in the past 5 years. I bet you. Let's see what we can find out here. Okay, let's see. Hungry like the wolf. Duran top 10 hit in the UK past 5 years.
Duran's most recent top 10 hit in the UK was Sunrise.
Oh, wow.
Reach Up for Thee in 2004.
Okay, so in 2021, they reached the top 5. So they're still doing good. I'm on the hunt after you. Oh, man, great song. That was a great freaking song. Dude, they did great. Did the videos they did back in the day? They spent like millions on their videos. Now it's just you get a bunch of rappers swinging guns around and get some twerking bitches. That's crazy, right? They did like awesome full like movie sets back to Duran. Hungry like the wolf. Her name is Rio and she dances on the sand, just like the river twisting through the dusty land. And when she shines, she really shows you all she can. Oh, Rio, dance across the Rio Grande. See, this is weird. So the cool thing about this online stuff here is Limp Bizkit, absolutely. They did it all for the nookie. The nookie. You just took a cookie and stuck it in your ass. That's probably wrong, but oh, now I forgot. Okay, so when we had parties as kids, this is how I acted like when I was surrounded by 15, 20 of my closest friends. In my neighborhood, there was 15 of us that grew up in and around in the same little community. So my house, I had a basement, and me and my dad, and well, I mean, I was only like 10 years old at the time, but my uncle, they like broke a hole through because we didn't have a door from the basement outside. So they broke a hole through the concrete wall and dug out the dirt and put our own basement door in. So because I had a way to get into the house from the basement, we used my basement as like the party house, even if we weren't drinking or smoking or anything, but we'd all hang out there and play video games and stuff. And when I'm talking video games, I'm talking about like PlayStation 1, like 1994 stuff, maybe before then, even like Atari and 8-bit Nintendo. Yes. So Catfish. What I hit the wrong button. Limp Bizkit, yeah. But so this is how I acted around all my friends and stuff, and this is basically what we would do. So I haven't been able to do this in like 20 years. Now I can get online and act like I got freaking 7 people in my room right now. So it's pretty cool, I like it. I like it a lot. And yes, people were more performative back then. All right, I'm gonna sit down. I think I just walked about 6 miles. Let me see, make sure I got some. All right, let me grab my battery. My battery about to die. I didn't have a Dreamcast, but my neighbor did. Go like 3 houses down. Sam. Oh, is it Sam that had it? I can't remember which one had it. might have been Brian Parks, but yeah, we had a Dreamcast. The neighborhood had a Dreamcast, and not all of us had video. Like one of us would have a PlayStation 1, one of us had like an Atari 2600, one of us had an Atari 7800. One of us had a Commodore 64. One of us, the guy that had a Commodore 64 also had a Commodore 128. So yeah, we had stuff. You still have one? What, a Dreamcast? Dude, you can still get mods for the Dreamcast. They're still making them. Like people are still hacking the Dreamcast, and you can get like you can get them to instead of running off of what they run off of CDs, right? CD-ROMs. So you can get Dreamcast that like it runs off of SD cards. That's crazy cool. That people that people that grew up with that, they still love that stuff. Those are the games they played when their girlfriends broke up with them in 7th grade and shit like that, So that, like that stuff, they have memories for it. Do you want to know how do you want to hear a story? Listen to this story. This is a story about how you're controlled as a people. We're going to talk about Japan, okay? Japan never drank coffee. They were a tea country. But Starbucks, Nescafe wanted to get into Japan. So the companies, the financial investment companies, as I said, it's going to take you 15 years. This is what you need to do. You need to spend a few $1,000,000 to make a cartoon. Then you need to make a candy after the cartoon with the flavor of chocolate and the flavor of coffee and the smell of coffee. Then 15 years later, when these 8-year-old or 7-year-old kids grow up and they're in their 20s, now they're going to remember the scent and the taste of coffee. And they just this year opened up the largest Starbucks in the world in Japan because of doing that. They knew 15 years ago how to control our minds and make us buy the things they want us to buy. An original. It uses plastic cards that you slide in the controller. Okay, so do you remember TurboGrafx 16s? They had cards that you slid into the actual unit, the unit. What do they call those things? The console itself. TurboGrafx 16s. You plug cards into it, like a size of a credit card. It was so cool. And like Sega Genesis. That was so cool. What was that main game where you turn into animals and stuff like that? For Super Nintendo, for Genesis, it was dang it. If anyone can answer me before I find it, you get a free subscription to the channel. Let's see. Were you thinking about the Neo Geo? The Neo Geo? I think that had that too. But the TurboGrafx 16. TurboGrafx 16. That's the TurboGrafx 16. And you plug the cards into the let's see if I can find it. I mean, they're not showing the cards. But look at this craziness that they had the big old controllers. I mean, they look like Nintendo controllers, basically. But that was TurboGrafx 16. And then we had Sega Genesis game where you turned into a werewolf. Altered Beast. That game was unbelievably cool. It came out in Brazil in 1988. The Sega Mega Drive. Man, this game was so cool. You turned into different beasts by collecting spirit balls. Dude, this was in 1988. This was in 1988, dude. Let me see if I can find one here. The one that had memory cards. Are you talking about the what's it called? If the cards that go into the controller? I'm thinking you're talking about the Nintendo, Nintendo 6, not the Nintendo 64, the Nintendo GameCube. Nintendo GameCube, Space Cowboy. Nintendo GameCube. Because the what's it called? The one you're talking about was also a cube, like the Dreamcast was also a cube. Like that. So the GameCube looked like that also. So you could put CDs in it, and then you could plug. Nintendo GameCube memory cards in controller. Oh, you know what else? No, no, Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64 memory card in controller. Yeah, so the memory cards went into the controller right here. Yeah, so that was the turbo and the thing that made it vibrate and shake. Yeah, that's probably what you're thinking about. Intellivision, dude. So my neighbor had an Intellivision and an Odyssey. Odyssey. Look at those things. We're talking about these were what competed with the some of these I think might have been 4-bit before 8-bit stuff came out. I'm pretty sure they all use the same processor though. So the dang it, television, awesome, man. The Odyssey, yeah, the Odyssey. I think maybe in television, maybe Odyssey. I want to say, but yeah, dude, they had big controllers that had number pads on them, so you had to like type stuff in and stuff. It was crazy. Yeah, on television, man, that shit was so cool. You had to put that special box. Well, you probably don't remember that because it's been like 40, 30 years ago. When you had the big televisions, the cathode ray tube televisions, you had to put an RF adapter to plug the like Ataris and the televisions into so that they could display on a home computer screen. I mean, a home television. And that was basically the only real, well, I guess not really the only real difference. There was a couple of differences between monitors and televisions, obviously, like resolution wise. That's just so dang cool, man. Oh, that's just so dang cool. And television too. Right. Okay, thin. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay, hold on. Let me look it up. Right. Let's see. Let's see if we can find out. Intellivision 2. Okay, yes, and the cards slid over top of the controller, like they covered the controller, so the buttons 1 through 9 or whatever, could be something else. Could be arrow keys or stuff like that. Yeah, like that right there. They slid over top of them. They had cards that slid over top of them. Yeah, that's what the controller looked like, and then you had cards that would slide over it to make them do different things, and that was different for each game. Look at that. Man, that's crazy. Old school crazy, dude. People did some cool stuff, man, when they created the stuff. Dude, I had a TI 99 4A. Look what you could add a keyboard onto your television and make it a computer. You know, this was back in the day, man. This was in the 70s. Let's see, when did it come out? When was the Intellivision created? No way. No. It says 1998. It was definitely in the 70s. Late 70s, early 80s. 1979. 1979 to 1984, and then Intellivision Corporation, INTV, was 1984 to 1990. See, and it was released in all these other countries. Well, I guess look at that. The introductory price was $275. Do you know how much? That's like $3,000. That's like $3,000 today. Can you imagine dropping $3,000 on a unit? I mean, maybe. Let me see. Let me see for sure. Let me make sure before I start bullshitting. All right, let's see. What was 275 in 1979 would be what dollars today? 1,082. All right, so it would be $1,082. I'm hitting the wrong button. $1,082 it would be. So yeah, so that's like spending 1,820. I'm sorry, 1,820. So that'd be like spending almost $2,000 on a video game system. But then again, you could spend another $50 and get a keyboard, and then you could program BASIC. So I had a TI 99 4A that you could get it talked. You could put a speech processor, plug it into the side. You could put other monitors, and it used a tape deck, just like how not Cadillac. What am I thinking of? The Commodore 64 used a tape, and you could get a disk drive that plugged in too, and you could use cartridges also. So it had a lot of ways that you could communicate with it. That stuff was so cool. Now it's like kids don't know. Kids are like, oh, I'm swapping out this card and that card. Man, people used to pull the chips out, the actual chips, and like swap them out, just speed up and slow down the processor with actually like crystals. Crazy. Crazy. Like swapping crystals on your circuit board to make it faster or slower. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it was crazy. Al Brooks, what up, girl? What up, Al? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, but those old systems, man, and the way people entertained themselves back then, I mean, you only had back when you back 35 years ago, you had like 6 channels on TV if you didn't have cable. And cable didn't come out till like the 80s. And voice too. So that was the speech modulator on the television. So it would say press fire to begin and stuff like that. Press fire to begin, right? Press fire to begin. Press fire to begin. And you could change the pitch, go up and down. That's just so awesome, man. A lot of fun with that stuff. And like now, I got my soldering iron right here. This is my soldering system right here. My Yahuwah 8786D. This is my hot air system right here. And then I've got the actual soldering iron right here. So I play around with a lot of electronics and stuff like that. And my favorite, what up, Addy? What up, Addy? Let's see where we got my Eddie at. My Eddie at. My Eddie at. What up, girl? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Got my Eddie at. I can tell. Man, that stuff is so cool. But this is how crazy the world. When kids used to draw, I know some kids still do, but it's very rare. When I was a kid, you would go outside and there would be hopscotch drawn on the ground. And when they made a new park, they would have them like printed, like painted on the ground because so many people played hopscotch and jump rope and stuff. And it's absolutely, because you only had you had channel 2 and the channel 3 was used to plug like stuff into your TV, like your video games and stuff like that. So you had 2, 5, 7, 11, and 13, and 22. Channel 22 was PBS, was public television. All the other ones were like ABC, NBC, CBS, or whatever. And they all basically had the same kind of programming on it. And then when cable came in, you got like MTV and stuff like that. We had this thing called color sounds. They would play the music and you would see the words on the screen. And then like if the letter was in red or whatever, then it would be like if it was A, E, I, O, or U, it would be in a different color. And they taught you consonants and vowels by just making the words difficult. And they taught you like how to read with music. You're listening to the music and you can see the words. Now they don't care anything about that. That's just all to sell stuff to you. Like, because back then, kids just went outside and played and enjoyed themselves. And now it's like to see life can be different, as you put. Yeah, that stuff was so awesome. We had so much fun, like just playing. Like we had a volleyball court. We used to go to the lady's house and we would give either like $10 or a driver's license, and they would give us the volleyball and the volleyball net. Then we would go set it up and we would play volleyball, and because they took care of this volleyball, the sand court and stuff like that. And then we would return it and they would give us our money back. They wouldn't charge us anything. But yeah, so that's basically what we did. And then we had a bunch of stuff played. We had like dirt bike tracks with ramps and stuff like that. And then we'd go to a guy's house that had he had a farm. He used to have a horse farm, but they got rid of the horses years ago. So then he turned it into like a dirt bike track. So we drive dirt bikes and stuff. And this was stuff we used to do for fun. Now everything's the internet. It's very rare. The people that actually like play soccer, football, stuff like that. So few people, so few. There used to be thousands, like everybody did it. Unless you had like a broken leg or had like a birth defect or something, everybody played sports every day. Because else you were just sitting in your house looking at the wall. Because there was nothing to do. Like sometimes the TV would end. Like you might be watching TV, and then at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, it's like, well, thank you for joining us today. It wasn't 24 hours. If you woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and turned TV on, it would just be static. Now you can turn the TV on and see 50,000 different things throughout all the channels and all the different stations and stuff like that. It's absolutely crazy, absolutely amazing. But that kind of stuff it's just so cool. It's just so cool that we've changed and went from, and I think that's what made us get to where we are, because back then you couldn't just go duh in front of the TV for hours and hours at like 10 o'clock or whatever it ended, because the people that were working, everything was live. Remember, everything was live, and the people on TV wanted to go home with their families. They wanted to go to sleep, so they weren't going to stay in the studio 24 hours a day. They would die from sleep deprivation. So that kind of stuff. Let's go make sure that the chickens have got food real quick. I know I gave them water, but I didn't check there's food in them. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, there we go. All right. You guys got food? You still drinking your water? Okay, we got plenty of food. All right, plenty of water. Okay, you guys are all right. Stop playing with each other. All right, everybody's cool. All right, but yeah, so it was. Oh, sorry, I'll tell you. So everybody back in the day, like unless if you painted or built electronics or drew pictures or made comic books or anything like that, like that's all you could do for fun. Read and stuff. Else you were just staring at the wall, just. That's all you did, just stared at the wall, because there was nothing to do but think. Or those giant stereos that people just do. Right, but at 11 o'clock at night, you couldn't be blasting those big old stereos, right? Because that was entertainment. Music was the only entertainment when TVs weren't around. Music was that was it. Dude, they had record players that went in cars. Could you imagine a record player in a car? Yeah, they had, like, before the 8-track was super popular in cars, and I think that's why the 8-track was made. Was to go, basically it was the small the to go into cars, but yeah, that stuff was just, man, that stuff was, they could do anything. So many kids were sitting there, so many people were sitting there, and they were just like so bored, there was nothing to do. Some people were just like, I'm gonna make something to do, so they figured out a way to record, and then TV could be recorded throughout the day and then played at night. Because remember, even the news, when CNN became a thing for cable news network, then they did the 24 hours news stream. It didn't used to be 24 hours. The news used to come on, like, there was the daytime news, the evening news, and the nighttime news. So they came on for like a half hour in a day, half hour, while you're getting ready for work, you watch the news. And now it's like every day it can be like, oh, Trump's bad, this person's stupid, this person's bad. And that's all they do to you all day. It's tell you who's bad. Dumb. Right, because they can, and they get millions and millions of dollars for it. But it used to just be, this is what everybody has to say, and choose the person that you want wisely. But instead, they're always like, no, this person's going to destroy the world. Even though the Constitution is going to keep them from destroying the world, they just lie, because they're making so much money. They make some people make more money when Democrats are in office. Some people make more money when Republicans are in office. But some people are greedy. They don't want to take 4 years off of making millions and millions. They're still making tons of money. But yeah, that's just crazy. That's crazy how they do it. On those giant stereos, right? Stereo was crazy, but stereo got loud. It was loud. You couldn't play at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there was no TV, so people would read and stuff like that. But remember, a lot of people still, even now, there was a lot more people in like the 80s and 90s that were literate. They could read. And then in the 2000s, 2020s, now a lot of people are illiterate because they just watch the internet and TV all day, and they don't learn how to read or write. Let's see. What is the literacy rate in America? 79.
In the US, approximately 79% of adults have English literacy skills at or above level 2.
So that's grade 2? Okay, 54% of people can read below a 6th grade level. That's crazy. The low levels of literacy cost the U.S. $2.2 trillion a year. That's crazy too. So they know the more people that because there's people making money off that illiteracy. So they know if they can keep people stupid, they can make money off of it at a course of two. So this is why they want to keep you stupid. $2.2 trillion a year for being stupid. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I used to be. You're definitely smarter than a fifth grader. But I remember that. I remember that TV show. That was awesome. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? And she was so cool. And a lot. And dude, do you remember how many people were embarrassed on that show because they straight up weren't smarter than a fifth grader? It's so cool. Let's see what time it is. All right, 3 o'clock. All right, so I'm going to drop out for lunch here for a little bit, but I'll be back on in about an hour. But I appreciate everybody coming in. Space Cowboy, as always. Hugs together, brother. I get this. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace out. I am smarter than a rock in a lake. Yes, you're definitely. That's definitely true. Definitely, I can attest to that. You're definitely smarter than a rock in a lake. All right, brother. But I'll see you in a little bit. I gotta take care. I got some self care to take care of. I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye, brother.